Positive tests for COVID-19 are popping up in the Wentzville School District, just days away from the start of the school year. Now, there's a board meeting tonight, but before that, parents want their voices to be heard. Our Ryan Henson is live at Holt High School for us this morning. And Ryan, just what are parents asking for?
Well, a group of parents at least. This is going to be protest number 2 for them. They're asking for 5 days back in the classroom. They're going to have a protest right before the board meeting where district leaders will be discussing their game plan for the semester as the start of school approaches here in the next couple of days, starting next week really for them. So as it stands right now, Wentzville schools, they're adopting a hybrid program. That's 2 days in the classroom, 3 days of learning from home. But school starts Monday, and as activities like sports and extracurriculars start to ramp up, so are the COVID-19 cases. There's 2 reported here at Holt High School, another case at Timberland, according to the district. The county has contact traced the virus. St. Charles County has contact traced the virus. Superintendent Curtis Kane says leaders must have a realistic expectation of the reality of the situation. And they're going to be looking at the big picture, especially as they start to plan for the approach of the start of the school year.
Any 5-star idea that we can utilize here in the Wentzville School District, there's zero doubt we're going to work to do so.
Kane says he's been consulting with superintendents from across the state just exactly what's working for them and what's not working for them. So the protest is going to be at 5:30 this evening. Board meeting at 7 o'clock this evening. There's also a counter petition going around town here in Wentzville asking for all virtual learning that has a couple hundred signatures. I'm Ryan Henson reporting live from Wentzville, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Ryan. The Power Academy in North County is accepting 200 elementary and middle school students for a new in-person learning option. It will focus on education, athletic, and recreational activities for students. The Powerplex in Hazelwood says this is a perfect option for working parents who cannot stay home all day with their kids for online learning. Registration begins today at noon.
Another bad milestone for Missouri. The state surpassed 70,000 cases on Wednesday. More than half of those cases were reported in the last 29 days. The state's overall positivity rate is now over 8%. Over in Illinois, Governor J.B. Pritzker has a warning for the Metro East if it doesn't rein it in.
If the positivity rate remains at or above 8%, Region 4 may be subject to additional mitigations, such as the full closure of indoor bars and dining.
Well, the warning comes just 1 day after tighter restrictions were put into place in the region. Right now, the positivity rate in Illinois is above 9%, and it has steadily risen over the past 2 weeks.
We're learning more about loopholes that former St. Louis County Executive Steve Stenger exploited in the pay-to-play scheme that landed him in federal prison last year. Here are 3 key findings in the audit from State Auditor Nicole Galloway's office set to release this fall. Number 1, Stenger withheld contracts indefinitely, which led to delays in projects and the loss of federal funding. The county executive can still cancel a contract without oversight from the county council. Number 2, the audit found a weakness in a county ordinance allowed Stenger to add his own employees to the selection committee for contracts. The council has since updated that ordinance. And number 3, the county executive's office gave 17 employees more than $200,000 in raises without changing their job titles. But the audit doesn't specify whether they were hired under Stenger or under the current county executive, Dr. Sam Page. The audit also contains multiple recommendations on ways the county council and the executive can ensure there won't be a repeat of what the Stenger administration did. We have the story posted right now on the 5 on Your Side app.
6:07 now. A community in shock this morning over a local reality star accused and charged in a murder for hire plot. That tops your morning rush.
I'm Robert Townsend. The popular Sweetie Pie's restaurant here in North St. Louis near Midtown was closed as usual on Wednesday, but that didn't stop regular customers from talking about the allegations against the owner's 41-year-old son. James Timothy Norman and a Memphis woman are both facing federal charges in an alleged murder for hire plot that left Norman's 18-year-old nephew shot and killed 4 years ago. The murderer still on the run. Regular customers tell us they're completely stunned by the allegations.
Norman's arrest was one of 1,000 made in Operation Legend. The program is named after a 4-year-old Kansas City boy who was killed in his sleep back in June because bullets went flying into his home. Well, it sent federal investigators into 9 different cities, including here in St. Louis, to fight violent offenders, gangs, and drug dealers. Since the task force started, 25 people have been arrested in St. Louis and more than 90 suspected killers across the country.
I'm Brendan Morano at the West County Center Mall, where Chattanooga-based company CBL Properties has announced it will file for bankruptcy. The company owns the West County Center, Mid-Rivers Mall, St. Clair Square, and South County Center in our area. The CEO of the company announced yesterday he will file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in October. Until then, he says it will be business as usual. The company doesn't plan to shut down the malls at this point. Instead, they'll turn them into suburban town centers. I'll have more on this all morning right here on Today in St. Louis.
A mixed bag in Chicago. The Cardinals split Wednesday's doubleheader at Wrigley Field. They started game one strong with a 9-3 win, but lost game 2 4-2. With that loss, our Redbirds lost the series against the Cubs. As the standings are now, we are in 3rd place behind the Cubs and the Brewers, but we are about 10 games behind everybody else.
That's a lot of baseball. The Cardinals are on their way back to St. Louis to begin a homestand against the Cincinnati Reds. You're taking a live look right now at Busch Stadium, where the first pitch is set for 7:15 tonight. But right now, there's a controversy surrounding the Reds broadcaster who was caught on a live microphone using a homophobic slur.
The capitals of the world.
Tom Brennerman used the slur moments after the broadcast returned from a commercial break before the 7th inning against the Kansas City Royals. Later in that broadcast, he apologized directly to the camera before handing off his play-by-play duties.
I made a comment earlier tonight that I guess went out over the air that I am deeply ashamed of. If I have hurt anyone out there, I can't tell you how much I say from the bottom of my heart. I'm so very, very sorry.
Brennerman has been suspended. Major League Baseball and the Reds are aware of the incident, but so far they have not commented.
Now it's Robert Thomas. He gets in for Sanford. In front, shoots. He scores! Zach Sanford! What a shot! And the Blues
Yeah,
a
a great start by the Blues, but the rest of the game was all downhill for the Note. After this beautiful goal by Zach Sanford, the Blues let up 3 unanswered goals in the second period. They went on to lose Game 5 to the Canucks 4-3. During the post-game press conference, Coach Craig Berube was not happy with the way the Blues played.
You know, making plays, our puck management tonight was not very good. You know, we got to do a better job of that. First of all, there's a lot of missed passes and, you know, just didn't move our feet enough, you know, for me. Like, we got to skate and attack and put people on their heels. And we did at times, but not enough, you know. We need to do it for 60 minutes, and we didn't do that.
The Blues trail in the series now 3-2. Game 6 is on Friday at 8:45. And yes, it is a must-win for our Note because they are now 1 loss away from elimination.
Oh my gosh.
But
it's going to make it even more of a nail-biter.
You cannot give up hope.
No, we won't give up hope. And you
believing.
think Bennington's going to be back in the net, right?
I think so. After
Yeah.
what happened last night, I think you got to go back to the guy that got you to the dance last year.
No pressure on Bennington.
Not at all.